Hi. So I just finished watching the Trapdoor theme song and it inspired me. We are going to watch a song that I actually know pretty well. In fact, I genuinely believe it's one of the greatest songs ever written. You might not be as familiar with it. This is the theme song to The Jeffersons. Let's listen together.
Well, we're moving on now. We're moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. We're moving on up to the east side.
One of the greatest bridges in all of music. Here we go.
Fish don't fry in the kitchen. Beans don't burn on the grill. Took a whole lot of trying just to get up that hill. Now we're up in the big leagues. Get not turn it back.
Come on.
As long as we live, it's you and me, baby. There ain't nothing wrong with that. We're moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. We're moving on up to the east side.
Come on.
We finally got a piece of the pie.
I love it so much. I remember thinking from the very first time that I heard this song, I was like, this is not just the greatest theme song that America has ever produced. It's one of the better songs that America has ever produced. And there are absolutely so many reasons why. Now, I am not super familiar with the show, The Jeffersons, as some of you may know, or some of you may not. I didn't have a TV in my house growing up. That was a deliberate decision by my parents. But so a lot of these shows that were really big in the 70s and even into the 80s and 90s, I just never watched them and I sort of came to them a little bit later. So I know a little bit about the show itself. I think that Mr. Jefferson, I want to say dry cleaning business, but he's a very successful businessman. And so he and his wife, I think there are kids, move to the east side from where they used to live. And this song is really about sort of that transition. And in some ways, the show is a sort of fish out of water show. It's, a black family in a really affluent neighborhood in an affluent situation and how they navigate or code switch or refuse to code switch, in that situation. And that's one of the things that I really love about this theme song and the lyrics and the composition of the song itself. First of all, this song is, I think, I don't know if it was made for a white audience necessarily. I mean, this show was a network show, and so it's at a time when, that's a really big deal. That means everybody is going to be watching your shows. There really was no options as far as what you're going to be viewing. And so it was definitely a song, I think, made for a very wide audience. So for people like me, white people who have never been to a black church or are not really familiar with African American gospel music, it's this kind of pop gospel hybrid that does what gospel music does, really great gospel music does so well, which is sort of take you somewhere that you have no choice but to go, right? So it's this really infectious beat. It's this incredible backup vocal. It's this really great lead vocal as well. And this build, right? This incredible build. But that's sort of the construction of the music, but these lyrics, oh my God, these lyrics and what they are talking about and the way they're talking about it, so well and so really specifically about how this is the story of a black family at a time having the audacity, right, of success, or what does that mean? And I love that they were so bold as to really say in the theme song, look, here's the deal, is we were relegated to this part of town and we are moving to this part of town. And what does that mean? And what does that mean in this particular sense? But also, what does that mean, America, in a larger sense, right? This to me it's about segregation. It's about post 1960s segregation, the reality of segregation as opposed to the legality of segregation, right? And so also that kind of description about like in the bridge, which again, I will come back to what I said before. One of the greatest like musical transitions from like that introduction part to what I'm going to call a bridge, where it's that rhythm. And I believe what the lyrics are is like fish don't burn in the kitchen and beans don't burn on the grill, right? And it took so much trying to get up this hill. And here we are now. It's about Black aspiration. It's about Black upward mobility. And it's so joyful, right? Again, like this is what I believe is one of the most incredible gifts that African American culture gives to America, which is the joyful struggle, right? This kind of telling of, yes, it's hard, but listen to this song. This song makes me so happy and also like not sad, but like I hear those lyrics every time I hear this song. I recognize one of the many stories of those lyrics every time I hear that song. And the fact that it's a sitcom theme song, which seems so sort of throwaway, and many of them are very dumb and very stupid. Like, family is the whatever. Okay. But like it's this, I've just always felt like it was so subversive and so accessible. I think it's an incredible example of art, and it's an incredible example of, gospel themed music, and the way that you can take something like a theme song and make it so much more and so much better. I love this song. I love everything about this song. It'd be a great karaoke song. Come on now. Now, I will say the show itself, as you can sort of tell from the from the clips that are being shown here, a little problematic. Certainly a show of its time. I think a lot of the kind of interaction between Mr. and Mrs. Jefferson, for example, would not fly today, and rightfully so. But I don't think it takes away from this song and that sort of, it's funny. I always thought that final lyric was, we finally got a piece of the pie, but I don't think that is what it is. What is it exactly? Hang on.
We finally got a piece of the pie.
Yeah, that is what it is. We finally got a piece of the pie. God, how devastating. Like what a sort of devastating indictment. Like really, I think like what it's saying, like this story about this family and what it takes. You have to become successful on your own, like in your own right. Talk about bootstrapping, right? And then find that sort of idea, like we finally got a piece of what we deserve. We deserve this. Yeah, I love this song. I don't know the show, but when I was thinking about like theme songs to react to, this was the first one that came to mind. I was like, I have got to talk about the Jeffersons. I think it's incredible. I love this song. Yeah. So those are my thoughts. I'd love to hear yours and also your suggestions. These are theme songs that I know, but I'd love to hear some theme songs that maybe I haven't heard before and I can react to them for the first time in real time. I'm looking forward to this little series. So again, those are my thoughts and I'd love to hear yours. So I'll meet you down in the comments and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.